Hi, I'm Jess Hayden. On behalf of the Susquehanna Folk Music Society, I'd like to welcome you to tonight's Coffee House with John Kingman Smith, Pyxus, and Larry D. Thank you for joining us. The Susquehanna Folk Music Society is based in the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania area, and we present concerts, workshops, jams, and coffee houses, and the Susquehanna Folk Festival in the summer. Visit us at susquehannafolk.org to learn about all our events. The Susquehanna Folk Music Society is funded by the Pennsylvania Council of the Arts, the Cultural Alliance of York County, and our members. Now, on to Joe Cooney, who will introduce the first artist.
Thank you, Jess. And thank you, audience members, for joining the show. We're very excited to present three outstanding acts this evening. And I do want to thank the performers who will be playing for us for graciously agreeing to share their music with us all. I'd like to particularly applaud their willingness to participate in the live stream format. Not all artists are able and willing to do that. So please consider donating to their virtual tip jars. Our first act tonight is John Kingman Smith. John has performed for our SFMS audience many times in the past. Member of the band $3 Suit.
Pack
One
our
of my
bags.
favorites for your dance. He continues to be a key member of that band and is simultaneously pursuing a solo music career. He's a wonderful musician and a great songwriter. Please join me in welcoming John Kingman Smith to our virtual stage.
Let's pack our bags. Let's pack them light. Let's throw these doors open. Let's leave tonight. Let's hold hands, just like when we were young. If this car will start, let's run. Let's throw caution to the wind. It's fair to say that we've been through the war. You took all you could take, and then you took more. Hold your head up high. Your work is done. Sometimes just to walk away is to have one. Let's throw caution to the wind. Let's throw caution to the wind. Grab the photographs, they're the proof you have fought. Pictures of these lessons you have taught. We'll drive through the night, eastward to the sea. New day is waiting there for you and me. We'll throw caution to the wind. We'll throw caution to the wind. will throw caution to the wind. Let's pack our bags. Yeah, let's pack them light. Well, hey everybody. Thanks for joining us here tonight. A big thanks to Jess and Joe, especially for hosting this, and really to everyone at Susquehanna Folk for putting this on. I've done a couple of these coffee houses up at Fort Hunter. Never done one quite like this, but very happy to be here, and happier that you guys are here experiencing it with us. I'm gonna do that last song I did was a tune of mine called Caution. Gonna do a Bob Dylan tune for you here. One of my favorite Bob Dylan songs. This one may be rare for Bob Dylan. It's got a message of optimism, which I think we can all use these days. It's called When the Ship Comes In. Time will come up when the winds will stop. The breezes will cease to be breathing, like the stillness in the wind before the hurricane begins. It's the hour that the ship comes in, and the sea will split and the ship will hit, and the shoreline sands will be shaking. And the tide will sound, and the waves they will pound, and the morning will be breaking. Oh, the fishes will laugh as they swim out of the path. Seagulls they'll be a-sailing, and the rocks on the sand they will proudly stand. It's the hour that the ship comes in, and the sands will roll out a carpet of gold for your weary toes to be a-touching, and the ship's wise men will remind you once again that the whole wide world is watching. Now the boys will rise with the sleep still in their eyes. They'll jerk from their beds, they'll think they're dreaming, but they'll pinch themselves and squeal, and they'll know it's all for real. It's the hour that the ship comes in. Oh, and they'll raise their hands, saying we'll meet all your demands. But we'll shout from the bow, your days are numbered. And like Pharaoh's tribe, they'll be drowned in the tide. And like a lion, they'll be calm. Now a song will lift as the mainsail shifts. Our boat drifts up onto the shoreline, and the sun will respect every face on the deck. It's the hour that our ship comes in. Oh, and words that are used for to get the ship confused, they will not be understood as they're spoken. And the chains of the sea will have busted in the night. They'll be buried on the bottom of the ocean. to do another tune here. That's all we're doing. We're doing tunes. I'm going to get a good buddy of mine in here to help me with this next one. Mr. Steve McKenna. Come on in here, Steve. And Steve and I have been playing music together for many years.
Indeed.
This is normally what we would do on a Sunday night, is sit here. Actually, we're in Steve's living room right now, so I can't take credit for how good it looks. But Steve is like a brother to me. So we'll do this. I'll get my brother here to help me with a song I call Sister. You ready? Sister, hold me tight. Sister, hold me tight. Sister, who gives us the strength to fight. Father, standing tall. Father, standing tall. Father, who's shown us it's one for all. Brother who speaks the words of love. Mother, like a song. Mother, you're like a song. Mother, your sweet melody, it carries on. It carries on. Oh, Mama, your sweet melody carries on. Thank you, my friend. Steve McKenna. I'll do a couple more here for you guys. Do stick around. There's plenty of great music coming up. Pyxus will be up in just a bit, and Larry D is closing the show out for us tonight. I'm going to do a tune maybe appropriate for this time of year. This is one I like to tell people I wrote this song with Leonard Cohen. And the reason I tell people that is because I wrote this song with Leonard Cohen. The part I don't like to tell people is Leonard Cohen had no idea that he had written the song with me, but I like to give credit where credit is due. So you may be able to hear his influence here. It's called New Sound. When the snow starts falling, it's usually too late. All them plans we had, gonna have to wait. Take the screen door down, put up the glass. When the cold air hits this year, they say it's gonna last. There's some things about this year I've been trying to forget, but these sleepless nights tell me I'm not there yet. Sometimes it feels like we're always digging out from snow and dirt and debt and doubt. I've been looking for a new direction. I've been trying to get my feet back on the ground. I've been singing hallelujah. I've been searching for a new sound. Lace up your boots, fill up a flask, and meet me down by the bridge at Miller Pass. And we'll walk these hills just like we did that day. Let ourselves get lost, find a brand new way. I've been looking for a new direction. I've been trying to get my feet back on the ground. I've been singing hallelujah. I've been searching for a new sound. David played a secret chord. They say he played it just to please his Lord. When he laid that minor down, he was searching. I've been looking for a new direction. I've been trying to get my feet back on the ground. I've been singing hallelujah. I've been searching for a new sound. Well, I'll do one more song for you guys here. Thank you so much for tuning in. All the songs I've done here tonight, including this next one, will be on a CD I'm looking to put out very soon. So please take a look for that. You can find details about that on my website, johnkingmansmith.com. And this next song, I'm actually working on a video for, which we're going to debut in just a bit on Thanksgiving Day, as a matter of fact, at noon on Thanksgiving Day, right after you watch the parade. As you're getting the turkey ready, you can pull it up and watch the video for this. This one, I did a song earlier about family. I'm going to do one more about family. This one's about my dad. Who I've learned many things from. Learned to play guitar from him, on this very guitar, as a matter of fact. And many life lessons I'm still learning from him. So this is for my dad. It's called Picture of My Father. Found a picture of my father. He was holding his daughter by the hand. He had a look, you could read it like a book. I am the luckiest man. We used to walk down by the riverside, along the rails and in the shadow of the mill. Pennies smashed flat, feeling the rumble of the tracks, fade into the evening still. There'll be no time to waste. There'll be right and wrong. There'll be no more making haste when you hear that song. He used to take me to the ocean. In the waves, my feet all dug into the sand. There's men out at sea, they're looking back at you and me. We're all searching for dry land. He said, there'll be no time to waste. There'll be right and wrong. There'll be no more making haste when you hear that song. There'll be no more time to waste when you hear that song. There'll be no more making haste. There will be right. There will be wrong. Thanks, you guys.
Great show, John.
Hey, thank you, Joe.
Good, so good to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
So you mentioned you have a solo recording project in the works. Any estimate on when that's going to become available?
The plan was to put that out by the end of the year. I'll be honest, Joe, I don't know that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But just into the new year is what we're looking at.
Do you have a title yet?
That's a good point. Maybe that's what I got to figure. That's what's holding it up. Everything else is ready, Joe,
there you
I
go.
promise.
There you go.
We're just fighting over the title.
And I read that you're working on a recording project for $3 Suit as well.
That's right. That one is actually just about ready to go to print. So
Okay.
that one you can maybe put under the Christmas tree. That's
right.
actually a live recording from a show we did a while back. So very excited for that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So you played two different guitars in the performance tonight. And what can you tell us about? I mean, what was different about the two? They looked so similar.
Yeah, not just for show. They are actually the same guitar, as a matter of fact, just different years. But But I've got them in two different tunings. So this one is in standard tuning, and this one is in Dad-Gad tuning. So if it was without the capo, if it was open, it's D-A-D, G-A-D are the strings. A tuning that I actually I'd played around with before, but I went to a Susquehanna folk workshop on the tuning, and just it kind of opened the world to me. So I love it. So
Yeah, sounds very
a bunch of
sweet.
tunes in that tuning.
And both of your guitars had the signature John Kingman Smith guitar strap.
That they do. I've been told I should sell these off my website. Probably, maybe it would make more money than selling music. I don't know.
Is there someone somewhere hanging laundry on a guitar strap?
I'll never tell. Yeah. Yeah. The neighbors have no laundry line anymore.
Yeah. So, but I'm happy to hear that you're still going to be performing with $3 Suit as well.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we have a show coming up. It's rare that we perform these days, but we've got a show coming up Friday in York at Mudhook Brewing Company.
Nice.
I believe that's the 19th.
Okay.
And you can check that out, $3suit.net, or you can link to it right off johnkingmansmith.com.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So when I first knew you, you were living in York County, Pennsylvania, and you've somewhere in the last couple of years moved to Baltimore area.
Yeah. And actually, right now I'm outside of Baltimore in Ellicott City. If anybody knows it, it's a great. The area is kind of big, but I'm right in town. It's a historic little village, and it's just a beautiful area to live. Reminds me a lot of Glen Rock, where I lived in PA.
Yeah, we're so happy that you're continuing to do live performances back here in Pennsylvania as well. Want to ask you, has the pandemic had an impact on your music, whether live performance or your writing?
Yeah, certainly. On the live performance, big time, obviously, gigs just kind of disappeared there for a while. My band and myself haven't really been seeking out gigs. I know they're out there and available, so we're kind of just taking them as they come to us. As far as songwriting goes, I kind of had a theory going into this thing that there would be an album boom, like a baby boom, but like an album boom and a songwriting boom, and that may be happening. For me, I've got to tell you, it was not terribly inspirational. So so I fought to get any tunes out. That last song that I did, that Picture of My Father, probably is the main song that came out of that period.
Oh, cool.
For me. Yeah.
Well, I do want to thank you once again, and thank you to Steve McKenna for joining you on a song there. It was good hearing you, good seeing you again, and hope to have you back again in the future.
I hope to be back, and hopefully we can do it in person up there again at Fort Hunter. That is just
absolutely
such a good time.
Yep, I will look forward to that.
Yep.
Thanks again, John. All right. That was really outstanding. I'm excited to present our next band, Pyxus. Brothers Robert and Jake Myers have been building great momentum in our area and are a highly respected folk music duo. They have a wonderful self-titled album that was released earlier in 2021. They've been doing live performances for eager audiences throughout the region. I'm very happy to present Pyxus.
You ready?
Cocoa
Take the journey, no matter where it starts or where it ends. Take the journey, someday you'll make it back home again. Take the journey, no matter where it starts or where it ends. Take the journey, someday you'll make it back home again. Take the journey, no matter where it starts or where it ends. Take the journey, someday you'll make it back home again. Someday you'll make it back home.
That was a nice quick tune to start off the day here. We're Pyxus, and we're glad that Susquehanna Folk Society asked us to come and be here. It's going to be a fun little set here, and I hope you stick around. And that song was a song by a really great guitarist, folk guitarist, named Molly Tuttle, and she's just phenomenal. And her first instrument's actually a banjo, so she plays that song like a clawhammer banjo on guitar. But I can't do that because I don't know how to play banjo, so I just flat pick it. But that was Take the Journey by Molly Tuttle.
Yeah, and as mentioned before, I'm Robert Myers. Jake is my brother. I'm 16 and he's 18. We've been playing a lot recently, but we're gonna get on with playing because we only have 25 minutes and want to play as many songs as possible. Jake's got to retune his guitar because he has it in a weird tuning for this song. But this next tune I'm gonna do, I'm gonna switch out instruments as well, but this is an original song that we wrote. All right, so this tune here is, like I said, an original one. It's a song that I mostly wrote. It's called Build a House. And I always like to say, because oftentimes people don't know what this instrument is. It's called a bouzouki, which is it's a traditional Irish instrument. I'll get it tuned up here and we'll take off. My leave from the room and walk down an empty hallway to see you. Step into a side room to dodge my going, my walking down the garden path. man with a big hat. He says to me, he looks down, he says, me, I am nothing like you, oh, but I know your thoughts, I think I do. So I'll make sure to give you my opinion. And I'll make sure to tell you every reason why you're wrong. And have you ever been right? Look at those letters, they will tell you why you are so small. You hide under leaves on the ground. Leaves on the ground of a great mountain and a tree that rises through the highest clouds with branches so strong. You can build a house for your son. In this meadow, it seems my whole life takes place. I stand in the center, I say, hey, look at that pretty flower, that vibrant blade of grass. My eyes are full of color, then the sun goes behind the cloud, oh, and everything is black and blue and gray. So damn you, man in the moon, the color is gone and I blame you. It doesn't matter that it's daytime, 'cause all you rationalize is that it's true. Have I ever been wrong? Come back tomorrow reads the big red sign, a sign they found in the dump and hung up on some random window. A suspicious big red sign. Suspicious big red sign. All right, yeah, that was an original song that we wrote called, that song is called Build a House. Here, I'll switch instruments back real quick. We are actually not originally from Pennsylvania. When we moved up to here, we started, we wrote a lot more music together and things, but this next one that we're gonna do is one that I actually wrote in 7th grade back when we lived in North Carolina. I had a little, like a carved soapstone bear that sat on my window, and I was in 7th grade and didn't really have anything better to do, and so I just looked at the soapstone bear and I wrote a song about it. And this song is called Little Bear. All right. Ready? Let me wear your tuner.
And another thing about that last song we played real quick is we're actually planning an EP release sometime just after Thanksgiving. We're getting it together, and that song will be, it'll be a 3-song EP, I believe, and that song will be one of the title tracks of that EP. So.
That's the mandolin A string, notoriously getting out of tune. All right, there we go. Ready?
One, two.
I was finally proud. You fell down from the clouds. My eyes could finally see. So I bit back the frost, and I fought at all costs for what I thought was a need. And this little bear that sits by my window sets my eyes to the strengthening sun. The soil to the wind above. And I'll wait for the day when they climb out the river banks, dirty and covered in silt. 'Cause they'll look at me and say, why do you think this way? And I won't know how to reply. And this little bear that sits by my window sets my eyes to the strengthening sun. The soil to the wind above. Alrighty, well that was Little Bear, a song that we both wrote quite a while ago now. This next tune is one that I guess I'm not sure who our audience here is, but this next tune is one I'm sure all you guys will know, as long as you know Simon and Garfunkel. So I don't really think we need to introduce it. That'll be fine. Everybody will know what it was.
Oh, Cecilia, you're breaking my heart. You're shaking my confidence daily. Oh, Cecilia, I'm down on my knees. I'm begging you, please, to come home. Oh, Cecilia, you're breaking my heart. You're shaking my confidence daily. Oh, Cecilia, I'm down on my knees. I'm begging you, please, to come home. Come on home.
making love in the afternoon with Cecilia up in my bedroom. I get up to wash my face, and when I come back to bed, someone's taking my place. Oh, Cecilia, you're breaking my heart, you're shaking my confidence daily. Oh, Cecilia, I'm down on my knees, I'm begging you please to come home. I fall on the floor and I laugh. Oh, 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 I fall on the floor and die laughing. Jubilation, she loves me again. I fall on the floor and die laughing.
That was our rendition of Simon and Garfunkel's Cecilia.
As you can see, it is exactly the same as the original. But we thank you all. I guess we've already said it once, but thank you to all the Susquehanna folk people for setting this up and doing all this for us. We really appreciate it. We love having the chance to perform, and from the comfort of our homes is a different thing. We love a live audience, but it's nice to just sit down in a warm house sometimes too. But anyways, and thank you for all the viewers, everybody who's tuned in. We really appreciate it. This is going to be our last song here. This is another original song, sort of two songs that we wrote. It's 2/3 of a suite that we wrote suite that we wrote pretty soon after we moved up here.
It's actually on our album that's out. It's out on all streaming platforms. It's just self-titled, just Pyxus.
Yeah, Pyxus. And if you like what you hear, you can feel free to go listen to that. And it's named after a pond, and that in the backyard of the first house that we ever rented when we moved here, and it's called Guacamole Pond. Here, hand me your tune now. I'll tune a little bit again, so we don't play out of tune. Mandolin does not like the weather tonight.
Yeah, and since he didn't explain the guacamole pond thing about the pond behind our house, the reason we called it that is because it was full of duckweed and algae, so it looked like guacamole.
And I hate guacamole.
That's where the
Guacamole's
inspiration
awful.
for this next song came from, as odd as it sounds.
You don't like guacamole either, but you're not saying anything about it because you don't want
It
to.
depends on the guacamole, but
You don't want to make all the people who like guacamole mad.
it depends on the guacamole.
I've made a lot of guacamole-loving people angry, and I don't feel bad about it. All right, enough of that. We should probably play. You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. sun rises o'er a still valley of gold. The wild grasses flow like the sea. Out of his soul and into the morning stole a rabbit with eyes of rich green. Stay your hand, my dear wrist friend. Stay your rambling feet. The sun won't die tomorrow, and we have yet to meet. Flyers of the rarest kind flit softly through the tree. Cardinals cry, a mesmerized intense and clothing scream. Stay your hand, my dear wrist friend. Stay your rambling feet. The sun won't die tomorrow, and we have yet to meet. The sunrise o'er a skyscraper, the people on the street. You'll never see a single star, but the dark makes the light less weak. Stay your hand, my dearest friend. Stay your rambling feet. The sun won't die tomorrow, and we have yet to meet. Probably never meet. We'll never ever meet again. We'll probably never meet. We'll never ever meet again. We'll probably never meet. We'll never ever meet again. you guys so much. We're really glad
Thank
you
you for
came out.
attending. It was a lot of fun, and we're
We're-
Pyxus.
Yep.
Jake, Robert, thank you so much. That was such a great show. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad.
It's very clear that you guys are both virtuoso performers on your instruments, and you're having a lot of fun doing it as well.
Well, thank you. We definitely are having a lot of fun. I can confirm that one.
All right. What's the origin of the name of your band?
So Pyxus, yeah. So we were sitting in a little restaurant in Elkin, North Carolina, trying to come up with a good band name, and I was really into like astronomy and stuff at the time, and so I was looking up constellations and cool constellation names, and there's a constellation, believe it or not, called Pyxus, and it means like vessel or like a medicine box. So it's like a box that you keep medicine in. We were like, that sounds cool.
It's
So-
Greek. It's Greek for like vessel or voyager, and so we thought that was kind of cool, especially since we were moved from here to there, sort of like a voyager type vibe.
Yeah.
And then we respelled it because it's originally spelled P. I don't know.
It's originally spelled Pyxis.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But we had somebody call us Pixies, so we decided to change the spelling.
All right. Well, it works. It's a very nice name. At what age did you guys start public performing?
What age? Well, I guess it was. I guess I was like 12.
So we started performing together about 3.5 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, the Reeves Theater.
Which is about how long
mic.
he's been playing mandolin. But I've been playing guitar for about 10 years, and I did some public performing by myself before he entered the scene.
All right.
But
Yeah, it's been about 3.5 years or so.
Well, it's definitely working. Keep at it. It
Thank
sounded
you.
great.
We love it.
What you have any in particular? What would be your greatest musical influences?
Oh, this will be different for us. You go first.
Yeah.
I would say for me, probably, I don't know if you've heard of the Punch Brothers, Chris Steele, and like Nickel Creek especially. It's a big influence for me. That sort of style of guitar playing. Also love Tommy Emmanuel. Tommy Emmanuel is amazing. Molly Tuttle, who we covered, our first song was Molly Tuttle's song. And I also listen to a lot of classic rock as well. So Eddie Van Halen, Mark Knopfler. I love them so much. I actually have an electric guitar that I play just kind of for leisure. So I play a lot of like classic rock songs like that when I'm not performing folk music. So
Yeah, and mine, there's some similar ones, but obviously Chris Steele. I don't know if you know him. He's one of the best. Mike Marshall, he's amazing. I really love. They're less well known, but the Arcadian Wild, Isaac Horn, Lincoln Mick, they're all awesome musicians. Just all kinds of folk music and instrumental music.
Well, excellent. I read that you guys were nominated for Central PA Music Hall of Fame Youth Award. That was earlier this year or last year.
Yeah, that was this year. Yeah.
What a great honor! How did that go?
It was awesome.
it was awesome.
It was really good. We did get in. We got into the top 4. So we went on the showcase night, and we went to the Inglewood. I'm sure you know where that is.
Yeah.
And it was packed, and we got to play a song up on stage. And the only thing I wish would have gone different is that we would have gotten to play more songs. It was great.
Yeah.
It was an awesome time, and it was a huge honor, and we really appreciate everybody at the Central Pennsylvania Music Awards for having us there and for bringing us in.
All right, and you mentioned an upcoming EP project. When did you say that would be available?
So we're unsure, but we're looking to finish. Jake's at Penn State right now for plant sciences, and he's in the Air Force ROTC. So we don't get a whole lot of time to work on recording, but we're looking to finish all of our recording on his Christmas break. So that's 2 weeks from now.
Actually.
Thanksgiving break. So that's 2 weeks from now, and after that, I doubt we'll get it out before the end of the year, but we're gonna shoot for as soon as possible, pretty much.
Maybe around Christmas,
So,
but I'd say it'd be more like
January, February, something like that.
Yeah, but we're working on it. So.
Do you have any live performances upcoming that you'd like to highlight here?
Well, we have in the upcoming year we have a few, but we have everything. We put everything on our Facebook page, so if anybody is interested in coming to one of our shows, it's all up on our Facebook, and we post about it.
And our website as well, which is just pyxusmusic.com.
Yeah, pyxusmusic.com, and it's Pyxus Music on Facebook and Instagram, and everything that we do gets posted there at least a couple times. So
Excellent. Well, it's been so nice. It's been so nice to meet you guys and to have you perform for us. And I hope to have you again in the future.
We would love to come again. Yeah.
It was really an outstanding performance.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I really
Thank you guys. Thank you,
appreciate
Pyxus.
you having us.
Certainly. All right. Our next performer, Lawrence Depaolo, who goes by Larry D, is a singer-songwriter who's currently residing in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. As I said, he performs as Larry D. He's got a very interesting personal history, and he incorporates his varied life experiences into his songwriting. Please join me in a warm welcome for Larry D.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks to you, and thanks to Jess and everybody at the Susquehanna Folk Society for having me tonight. And all the folks that are listening at home, thank you for joining us. It's always good to play for anybody, virtual or real. Tough acts to follow. John Kingman and Pyxus, those guys were awesome tonight. I'm going to start out with the song called the Chicago Skyway. It's a song about a road in the south side of Chicago that I used to drive a lot when I was living there. I grew up on the south side, by the way. And if you take this Chicago Skyway, it'll take you into northwest Indiana and beyond. So here's a song. Get the tuning on this thing right. Empty factories in the twilight, from the days of steel and smoke, crumbling buildings on the shoreline, echoing those past days filled with hope. I look on past Republic Steel, down the river Calumet, empty buildings and abandoned slag piles, in Irondale where all our families slept. And I'm driving down that skyway by a world that didn't last, looking out my window as I drive past Acme Steel and Hewlett Iron, blast furnace number 5, empty shipyards and empty Ford plants, and the silent mills that dot the evening skies. Ghosts of men still walk these roads from that past Memorial Day, when steel workers stood their ground and the CPD just blew them all away. And I'm driving down that skyway by a world that didn't last, looking out my window as I drive past. South Chicago is an echo of when big shoulders did sustain the steel that built our nation, but only rust and empty promises remains. And I'm driving down that skyway by a world that didn't last, and I'm looking out my window as I drive past. And I'm driving down that skyway by a world that didn't last, and I'm looking out my window as I drive past. Okay, next song. This is a song I actually wrote. I was setting up for a gig, and I had a little time to kill, so I went outside one of the benches. It was a nice night out. So I wrote this song. It's about a week old, so this one really hasn't had any time to marinate, but it's called Lot of Time. Spent a lot of time right here contemplating. Spent a lot of time just thinking about you. Spent a lot of time on all the things we worked on, and we both agree we still got a lot of work to do. But I'm confident we're both gonna see it through. I know you will agree, we've had our moments. Yeah, I know you will agree, it's still been great. I know you will agree that it's all been worth it. All the things we did to free us of that weight, and accept that it is all in the hands of fate. Spent a lot of time just wondering what I did ever deserve you. And I hope that I got a lot of time that I can spend it with you. There's plenty of things we got before us. Yeah, there's plenty of things remaining to get done. There's plenty of things left to share between us, and all those miles left before our race is run. And I'm pretty sure that our journey has just begun. Spent a lot of time just wondering what I did to ever deserve you. And I hope that I got a lot of time that I can spend it with you. So if you are a folk artist, you're almost contractually obligated to write a train song. So I tried to write a train song, and I tried to write a train song utilizing some of the places around PA where I travel. So here it is. Here is engine number 9. You know, I like to say this is like a deep folk cut, but actually I was listening to a lot of Velvet Underground when I wrote this song, so hope you like it. All loaded up and it's slow going. Engineer staring down at the track. There's mountains ahead, you know there's been some snowing. At this point there ain't no turning back. O'Malley says, son, I ain't seen it this bad since way back in 1923. We lost a whole train down near Sharpsville that year. Only survivors, Fitzgerald and me. 80 miles to go before the end of the line. We're sensing danger rise ahead, but we got to get this ore out to Bridgeport in time, and those signal lights have all turned red. Picking up speed, trying to make us up some time. We slowed down a bit at Liberty Gap. These towns all slip by like a fading memory. You probably won't find them on every map. We're shoveling coal now and our fingers are bleeding, just trying to make it up this grade. We're sweating bullets as that engine burns on. A mile or two and we got it made. 80 miles to go before the end of the line. We're sensing danger rise ahead, and we got to get this ore out to Bridgeport in time, but those signal lights have all turned red. We hear a crash from the mountains above us. It looks like some rocks are gonna fall. If our luck holds out, we might make it in time, if this here damn engine doesn't stall. 80 miles to go before the end of the line. We're sensing danger lies ahead, and we got to get this ore out to Bridgeport in time, but the signal lights of all turned red. So there's my train song. Gotta have a train song somewhere. Okay, this next song is called Antigone Boudreaux. If you've been out to any of my shows, you know I'm a huge Beatles fan. And I love the song Rocky Raccoon, and there's a great line in the opening of Rocky Raccoon where, checked himself into a local saloon, so booked a room. So I'm like, there's got to be other rooms in that saloon. What goes on in that room? So I wrote this song. It's about a young woman that lives in one of those rooms called Antigone Boudreaux. And I got to put on the right capo. I do that all the time when I'm performing. And suddenly you're singing out of your range. Let's try that here. Much better, much better. Antigone Boudreaux lived in a hotel next door to heaven, kitty corner from hell. She entertained each of those men who came by. They came in with money, left with a glint in their eye. Constable Murphy preferred a clean town. He didn't like those types of women around. He took us two boys up to Antigone's room, knocked on the door and heard her singing this tune. Gentlemen caller, come in won't you please? Sit right down, we can discuss your fee. Old Mr. Murphy looked at young Miss Boudreaux and said, I got this, boys, you can both go. Constable Murphy sat down in her salon. Antigone Boudreaux had just a shift on. Her lips were blood red, cheeks were painted with rouge. She offered him whiskey, said, hey, enjoy the view. Victorian carpets and silk by the score. He drained his next glass, so she gave him a pour. A coquettish smile and a look so demure. Constable Murphy knew he wanted much more. Antigone Boudreaux looked deep in his eyes. Of her intent he just could not surmise. With half-parted lips she began a great smile. She hadn't had this kind of fun in a while. He drained his last whiskey, the room started to spin. His eyes opened wide as his windpipe closed in. The last sound he heard was a curious thing. Antigone Boudreaux had started to sing. Gentlemen caller, come in, won't you please? Sit right down, we can discuss my fees. A pharmacist's daughter can become a whore. There's more than one way to deal with the law. Antigone Boudreaux lived in a hotel next door to heaven, kitty corner from hell. She entertained each of those men who came by. They came in with money, left with a glint in their eye. So that was Antigone Boudreaux. I did work in the South for a good stretch, Houston and New Orleans. So I just love the name Boudreaux. Okay, my profession, as you can see here, I'm playing for you from the Mullen Communication Center here at Newman University, which is a Catholic and Franciscan university out in Aston, PA, where I'm an administrator, but I'm also a theology professor. And so this is a song that's kind of drawing upon some saints. It's called All Saints' Day, and you're going to hear from or hear about St. Peter, St. Francis, St. Ignatius, and my personal favorite, St. Mary Magdalene. So I hope you like it. This is All Saints' Day. Now, I like all my songs, but I really like this song. Now St. Peter's in the front room. You know he's mixing me a drink. And he's ruminating on my life, my inability to think. About regrets that have plagued me for lo these many years. And he knows the habits I won't change, although they often bring me tears. I got St. Francis in the garden, you know he's staring at the sky. His work is done and he's having fun, watching all his birds fly by. Now I could go out and join him and find my place there in the sun. But I've work to do and a list of things never seeming to get done. And I forgot to pray my litany before your picture in the hall. I wanted to, but there was no time, you know, there wasn't time at all. St. Ignatius is on the back porch, he's got a thing to discuss. And I know he'll raise the pros and cons and in general make a fuss about my worthless ministrations and all my needless cares. That keeps me from the ones I love and all those hours I don't share. And I forgot to pray my litany before your picture in the hall. I wanted to, but there was no time, you know, there wasn't time at all. Mary Magdalene's the only one who truly knows my heart. And she knows about the fear and the pain that's been keeping us apart. But she also knows I burn for you with each and every day. And she knows nothing in this whole wide world is gonna keep me far away. And I forgot to pray my litany before your picture in the hall. I wanted to, but there was no time, you know, there wasn't time at all. And I forgot to pray my litany before your picture in the hall. I wanted to, but there was no time, you know, there wasn't time at all. All right, this is my last song. And, you know, when John was introducing his songs, he said, you know, he wrote a song, with Leonard Cohen. Well, I didn't write this song with John Prine, but I took an idea from John Prine. And if you don't love John Prine, you should love John Prine. One of his last songs was a song called When I Get to Heaven, and it's just, I love the song a lot. And there's a great line in the song where he says, you know, when I get to heaven, I'm going to open up a little nightclub called the Tree of Forgiveness. So, you know, as with, you know, every lyric that John writes or wrote, probably still writing, there's so much meaning there. So I took that Tree of Forgiveness nightclub idea and I wrote this song. And this song is about what goes on in that nightclub. Hope you like it. It's called Tree of Forgiveness. Somewhere near the corner of my life and time, there's a dingy little nightclub in the center of my mind. All those many slights upon me sit there at the bar as I reflect upon what has occurred to me so far. A love that had rejected me sits across from me and smiles, with a trio of my work colleagues, complete with office wiles. All my relatives and family crowd right in there too, with the looks of disapproval near a friend who sits and stews. But I am at the door and I welcome you all in. Don't matter if I met you once or if you're kith and kin. The Tree of Forgiveness nightclub, I want you all to step inside and let bygones be bygones, harmony abide. There's a little boy who bullied me when I was just a kid. Never really understood why he did the thing he did. And a skipper from the Navy who got on my last nerve. And a boss from my first job who held back all that I deserved. I got some buddies from the college who slowly moved away, and a mangy dog who broke my heart when she went away. I can't tell you about all the ex-girlfriends that are gathered in this room, and I'm pretty sure some ex-wives will be heading in here soon. I am at the door and I welcome you all in. Don't matter if I met you once or if you're kith and kin. The Tree of Forgiveness nightclub, I want you all to step inside and let bygones be bygones. Harmony abide. Gotta find that again. Don't you worry if it's crowded, we ain't closing no time soon. For forgiveness of the heart, you know we will always find you room. Take a seat near the stage, you're my very special guest. But leave all your hurts outside, 'cause that's where they dwell best. I'm at the door and I welcome you all in. Don't matter if I met you once or if you're kith and kin. The Tree of Forgiveness nightclub, I want you all to step inside and let bygones be bygones. Harmony abide. And Joe, I was supposed to tell you that was my last song, so I'm going to jump back and say, Joe, that was my last song.
Oh, thank you so much, Larry.
Thank you, Joe.
Love your songs. Very, very meaningful stuff there. Harmony abides. The world could use a good dose of that, right? Some forgiveness and some tolerance. We need that in a major way today.
I agree.
So I want to ask you about your songwriting process. Do you set aside time and sit down to work on songs, or is it more as piecemeal as the mood strikes you, or a combination?
Well, I sit down. I always sit down with the guitar, and I just start playing,
Mm-hmm.
and it just kind of comes. Like you'll get a rhythm, you'll get some notes, you'll get ideas, and then as I'm playing, and I might have to play for like an hour or so just to make sure like the song sounds like a song. I'm humming, and then I'm thinking something, and then a word will come out. Or other times, the other that's probably 80% of how I write songs. The other 20% of the time, I'll hear something like for my last song, "The Tree of Forgiveness," John Prine's song "When I Get to Heaven" has that one little line, and I hear that, I'm like, man, that's fantastic. And it might not even be something you hear in a song. It might be something you hear on the news, or I had one song I wrote a while ago because a friend of mine said, everyone's invisible here. And I'm like, I'm going to write a song called "Everyone's Invisible." Great song title. It was a terrible song. I wrote it, and I'm like, this is awful. But it was a wonderful title, so that's how I write.
Oh, excellent. Thank you for that. Let's talk about your musical influences a little bit. You mentioned Velvet Underground and the Beatles. What else do you love?
Yeah, I'm old now, so I've been pretty much influenced by everybody that picked up a guitar from 1950 onward. I tend to gravitate Tom Waits, Warren Zevon, James Taylor, the singer-songwriters in the 70s. I just remember being a little kid growing up. You turned on FM radio and the station wagon, and your mom and dad would just drive, and these, you'd hear Gordon Lightfoot, you'd hear all these, and I love the story songs. I love a song that tells a story, and I think that's why I'm kind of attracted to the folk genre. And with folk, you can tell a story, and folk audiences don't mind if there's eight verses. Also, the band is a huge influence on me and my songwriting. I think the first song I ever learned to play on guitar was "The Weight."
Yeah.
I just love it, and I love lyrics that tell a story that you probably don't even understand, even if you keep listening to it. So that's where I come from.
Well, we share a lot of the same influences. I'll tell you that. You named my list. Where can people go to check out what you have coming up in live performance?
Sure. My Facebook page, if you just look for Lawrence Depaolo on Facebook, my Facebook is entirely pretty much music, where I'm playing upcoming gigs. I have a YouTube channel, and I upload songs to my YouTube channel. If you want to hunt around a Bandcamp, believe it or not, I have an album from the very beginning of the pandemic on Bandcamp. But I think my newer stuff is a little more interesting. That was recorded in the depths of the pandemic, so there's some good stuff there. A lot of my pandemic stuff didn't make it because it got a little dark. You know, I wrote a song called "The Darkening Town" about guys beating drums as bodies were being buried. That one gets shelved. That'll come out later on. But
all right, cool. I did listen to what you have on Bandcamp, and I enjoyed them very much.
Yeah, and somebody was listening to Bandcamp, and they grabbed one of my songs for an independent film of all things. So you never know where your stuff's going to end up.
Yeah. I always try to ask this question of one performer each time we do the coffee house, and you seem like the perfect victim for this question. Have you had any strange or funny gigging experiences?
Oh man, every gig has its own funny stuff. I played, like, one of my earliest gigs. I was playing an outdoor gig at a food truck. It was a food truck in Delaware, and literally as I was playing, a tornado just kind of whipped through. There was like a flood. There were cars couldn't get through. And I'm doing some covers, and this guy's getting ready to lose his business because his truck is about to get blown into the Delaware River. So yeah, that was a weird gig.
The show must go on.
The show must go on, but you know what, man? When it's lightning and the water's rising up around your amp, you probably need to kind of unplug and head for higher ground.
There you go. Well, Larry, it's been so nice meeting you. So nice having you as a part of our show, and I will look forward to hearing your future stuff. And we hope to have you back with Susquehanna Folk Music Society again in the future.
Joe, I'd love to come out and play live for everybody in that area. I'd love to.
All right, thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Joe.
All right, well, that wraps it up. I was so impressed with the acts that we had today. Hopefully our audience enjoyed them as well. I want to thank all the audience members who joined us. We appreciate your continued support for the Susquehanna Folk Music Society and for folk music and music in general. Please check out our website at sfmsfolk.org to see the many great upcoming events that we have in the planning stage right now. Want to thank the folks who staffed this show and made it possible. Jess Hayden, Lori Brandenburg, and Hank Imhoff. Thank you, guys. And once more, many thanks to tonight's performers, John Kingman Smith, Pyxus, and Larry D. Good night, everybody, and goodbye. Until next time.